All right, and just like that, the Yankees end up winning the 2020 World Series. They blazed through us, they blazed through the Orioles, they blazed through the Dodgers, and they are the greatest team in the land for 2020. So, with that in mind, let's move on to the offseason, where I think there will be a lot of interesting activity, particularly concerning our own players. I think some will be traded away, some will be extended. We will have to deal with a lot of new arbitration cases, specifically like with Yoan Moncada. So, it's definitely going to be an interesting offseason as we try to improve the team and build upon our successes of 2020. On with the offseason we go. For the first time yet in this career mode, we have achieved a good score. I can't help but notice that our budget is up about 10 million or so, so that's also good news. My reputation is up to average. Let us check in with our owner. Team record, being a top team is always tough, but we made it happen. Yes, acquire a player. We acquired Jorge Ruiz. He was happy about that, locally popular, and also played well. Attendance numbers look good. We hit his profit target. He wants us to do a better job finding draft talent. Long term, he's happy with us. Some things he wants us to do going forward: reach the playoffs, upgrade left field, improve stolen bases, increase attendance even further. Bring more drafted players to your team. I think that's going to happen this year. We have Blaze Alexander in AAA, Langley's is in AA. I think both will probably play at some point in 2021. So I don't think that one will be too hard to get. I think a big deal is that fan loyalty has increased, which is good. It was bad, and now it's just below average. That means it'll make it a little bit easier. So if I, have to trade some players that the fans like, they won't be quite as flaky with me, which is good. New budget, 78 million. That will give us a team payroll of about 65. And my contract's been extended for another 4 years, so that's good. Because I don't want to get fired. Although if I get fired, I'd probably just commission mode it. We have a lot of guys leaving. Including our team trainer. I'm going to have to go look at personnel and figure out who the best guys we can get are. All right, I think I'm going to go for this guy, Brian Chiclo. He has the much needed legendary prevent arms, so even if some other stuff he's not quite as good as some of these candidates, I'm all about that prevent arms. All right, we're here in arbitration. It's arbitration time. Fulmer and Giolito, with their performances, not really looking at too much money. Giolito is Super 2 eligible. That's interesting, though. Daniel Norris, this will be his last arbitration year before he hits free agency, so I might be interested in talking extension with him. He would sign for 1 year, 1.4. What if I could get him for like 3 years and something like that? And we'll do a team option. Would that make him happy? Yes? No, he would not. I'm happy with the dollar value of the deal, but don't want to be tied up that long. Now he's pretty much doubled his demand. I mean, he was quite good this year, so. Okay, we'll see. We'll offer him something like this, and then if not, I'll just go through arbitration with him. Yeah, we can just arbitrate. We can just arbitrate about it, Daniel. I'll go 1.7, maybe 1.8. I'll go 1.8. Well, he wanted. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna go 1.6. And now Moncada, who's a fantastic player, but he is a bit greedy, We'll see. He wants 1 year, 6 mil. I just don't know. It may just be best off going through arbitration with someone like him because he has high greed. So, let's see. I think 5 million makes sense as an offer. I'm gonna go 5.2. I think that's fine. Diekman, Escobar, and Maldonado are pending free agents, as well as Jed Jerko and Anderson Simmons, who was our trade deadline rental. I looked at kind of what Simmons would be interested in, and I just didn't feel like we were. There's no reason to sign a player like him, not for that money, and not with Blaze Alexander working his way through the system. Alexander ending the season in AAA, so no need for that one. These minor league guys, I will offer minor league extensions to, because that's what you that's what you do. And if they don't want them, they don't have to take them. All right, we're getting into these end of the season awards right now. You can see that Andrelton Simmons does grab himself a Gold Glove. Technically, that goes to us, although he only played 39 games for us compared to 93 for the Angels, so I'll take that. In the National League, this guy named Eric Lauer, who I don't really know, won a Gold Glove, as well as this guy named Marcus Wilson and this guy named Luis Guillorme. Then the rest of these guys are, I don't know who Chris Torres is either. So we're starting to get, at this point in 2020, a lot of minor league guys, or former minor league guys entering the league. I can't help but notice that Acuna also won, which is nice. Reliever of the Year award in the American League goes to Tommy Canley. He closed out the series against us, but he also did blow it in Game 1, so that's good. And we didn't have anyone go for or get votes on that one, which surprised me a little bit. We had some decent relievers. Reliever of the Year in the National League goes to Philip Pfeiffer. And then AL Silver Sluggers, Willie Calhoun grabbed one, so that was nice. Vlad Guerrero Jr. grabs one. Francisco Lindor had a monster year. Jose Ramirez had a monster year. Jose Altuve had a monster year. So, also Bryce Harper had a monster year. Yeah, pretty scary stuff. In the National League, some guy named Brandon Woodruff grabbed it despite not seemingly hitting very well. You have to believe there's a National League pitcher who hit better than him. But, yeah. Cody Bellinger had 56 home runs. Anything else really standing out here? Oh, yeah, Brett Phillips had that monster year. We talked about that at the All-Star break. American League Rookie of the Year is Estevan Florial. He wins, he takes pretty much he takes 20 of the 30 votes. Jorge Ruiz comes in third. By my money, he should have done better than that. I don't know what this guy did. Honestly, that's a really impressive season, but I think what Ruiz did is more impressive just as a pitcher. This guy threw 180 innings, 167 ERA plus. ERA was under 3. I'm just not seeing it. Guys. Okay, in the National League, Keibert Ruiz, who is a catcher prospect for the Dodgers, he wins Rookie of the Year, takes 28 of the votes. Juan Soto, I've noticed, seems to do quite well in this game. He's got some pretty nasty contact, so easy 5-win season for him, and he wins the batting crown as well. American League Manager of the Year is Aaron Boone of the Yankees. In the National League, it's Dave Roberts. Okay, yeah, Madison Bumgarner will take the Cy Young Award over Jorge Ruiz, although Ruiz does grab 4 first-place votes and ends up in second, so that's really impressive considering he was a rookie. He did better in the Cy Young voting than the Rookie of the Year voting. I just don't agree with that. And the National League, Syndergaard, again, I think, wins it. How many has he won now? Okay, yeah, he's back-to-back right now, so pretty dominant stretch for him. Dinelson Lamet will grab second. Aaron Nola grabs third. And then your MVP in the American League goes to Bryce Harper. Who do we have? So Jorge Ruiz got votes, and he looks like he's the... Wait, no, Willie Calhoun also got votes. But Bryce Harper takes every first-place vote and wins it pretty easily. Good good year for him, 54 home runs. And then Bellinger will take it in the National League. Joey Votto watch. Joey Votto takes 5th. So Joey Votto just still cruising along in this save. He's still doing his thing. So that's cool. Now that we have those awards out of the way, let us get to arbitration. All right, it is arbitration day, and let us find out the results. Daniel Norris will receive 1.6. He demanded just 25,000 more than that, so no harm there. Carson Fulmer getting his 850. Giolito gets his 850. Moncada receives 5.2, which is what we offered. He demanded 6.2. All in all, not bad at all. So let us see who are the top free agents on the market. Okay, so your top pitching free agents are an injured Justin Verlander, an injured Jose Quintana, as well as Stroman and Tanaka. Your top-rated position players that are available right now are George Springer, Justin Turner, Mike Zunino, Logan Forsythe, Freddie Galvis, D. Gordon, Jock Peterson, this guy who is an internationally generated prospect, Errolston Simmons, of course, and Justin Smoke. As far as relievers go, Dylan Betances, Sean Doolittle, Andrew Miller, and Will Smith. So a little bit, I'm thoroughly underwhelmed by this free agent class. But I think there can be guys that we can pick out there that can improve the team. Also, Tommy Canley is there as well. I seem to have missed the closers. So Tommy Canley, Keon Kella, and Mark Melanson. So there you have it for your free agency class. Don't know who we're going to be going after just yet. I want to go ahead and maybe make a few trades. All right, first trade of the offseason we're going to send away Aaron Hicks. He was fantastic for us last year. Still has that 1 year on his contract for cheap money, but I did notice that his contact has come down just that tick, and it makes me worried that there's maybe further sort of decline to come. And there's, as good as he was last year, there's no denying that was basically his max. That's the max he could do. So he played his role perfectly. He filled in as a corner outfielder, but now I think right now it's best just to sell high. So I'm setting him and Alec Thomas, who was our second round pick in 2018. Thomas, I just feel like there's better outfield prospects in this organization right now, so we can part with him. And we're going to add the 19-year-old Jean Carvajal from the Dominican Republic. He seems like an exciting middle infield prospect. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and make that deal. Now I would like to take some time to check in on our prospects. So I've got it sorted by level right here. Ignacio Fierro, who is the 80 home run power potential prospect, international free agent signing in 2020 for us. He will probably be ready for rookie ball this year. It'll be his age 17 season, so a bit early, but the fact that he has 35 contact and 40 home run power, he'll probably be able to hold his own just fine. So he's a pretty exciting prospect, but obviously a long ways away. Garrett Frechette, who was our 4th round selection. He looks like he can be a solid enough player, and you know what? He did a good job hitting in rookie ball, so keep an eye on him for now. Jared Jones was our 3rd round selection, and actually he looks like he could really be something special. As a third baseman, looks like defensively maybe only about average, which is a little bit of a bummer, but yeah, the offensive, there's some real offensive potential there, and I like the fact that he already has 45 contact at age 19. That's pretty nice. So numbers offensively in rookie ball, just not great, not terrible either, but certainly could be a little bit better. James Bell, fortunately his sort of projections seem to have come down a bit, but he still looks like he could be maybe all right for me, but struggled in A-ball for sure. That 59 OPS plus is pretty ugly, so he'll start in A-ball to start the year. And then Trevor Cadd, he got it together a little bit more in A-ball this year. Like he improves towards the back half of the season, but even then he's been very middling there for basically the past 2 seasons now. So At age 21, this is a guy who probably needs to take a big step forward, and he looks like he projects to be, a pretty mediocre major leaguer if he gets up there. So that's not too good. Jared Campbell was our 5th-round pick. His projected numbers have come down a bit as well. But he did do quite well in rookie ball, so we will start him in A-ball to start next year. I've gone ahead and done that move. Jean Carvajal, who we just traded for, he did well in rookie ball last year. And now, I've made the decision to start him in A-ball. It may be a little bit early. I'm just basing that off his ratings, but if he fails at A-ball at the beginning of the year, you can always move him down to rookie ball. He's only 19, so not too worried about challenging him for now. Van Kohler, who was our 2nd-round selection, he once again sort of looks just kind of like he's going to be a pretty middling outfielder. He certainly has good potential as far as his speed and his defense, but as a hitter, I don't know. So 67 OPS plus in A-ball is poor, really, really bad to say the least. But the fact that he maintains, he managed to be above replacement level in spite of that speaks a lot to his ability to defend and his base running. So, but he is 23 years old, so I don't know about his long-term future. Sam Bagwell, who was our 1st-round selection in 2020. He actually, I thought, pitched pretty well in rookie ball. The ERA was high for sure, but it looks like that league itself was pretty high as far as ERA goes because he still managed 108 ERA plus, and his the peripherals look great. 10 strikeouts per 9 innings is awesome. 4.1 walks per 9 innings. That's not great. I'd like to see that come down, obviously, but then 0.4 homers per 9 innings that's incredible. So. His ratings have come along nicely too, and I think I'm going to start him at A+ ball, and we'll see if he can make his way through the minors pretty quickly here, and if not, who knows. Tim Cate, we have some sort of bad news for. He has to get radial nerve decompression surgery, and he'll be out 5 months, and he only pitched he pitched about 100 or so innings, was pitching very well at A+ ball. And it's a bummer, and his control potential is now only 40, and I just I don't know. I don't know if that injury is necessarily what fucked him over, but I don't have the highest hopes for him. Lee Frieri, I've added back to the list. I took him off at one point because I didn't like his ratings projections, but then now they're actually back up to pretty good, so that's why you should always pay attention to those things. I don't think he's a center fielder in the future necessarily. I think he's probably maybe a more of a corner spot kind of guy, but he can. That 65 potential has got me at least a little bit intrigued, and he also hit pretty well at A-ball, a little bit above average. So we're gonna start him in A+ next year. Sidney Pimentel, his ratings are down a bit, but they're still looking pretty good, to be honest. He may be better off as a he could play either second or third. He may be better off at either of those positions compared to shortstop, but we'll see. Shortstop, very challenging, of course, but 120 OPS plus at A-ball in 43 games. That's really impressive. So to A+ ball he goes at age 20. Definitely one to keep eye on. Axel Alexo, the Venezuelan. He only managed 90 OPS plus in 43 games in Double-A. That was after being promoted when he was raking in A+ ball. So we'll start season in Double-A again. Obviously doesn't have much in the way of power, but could be decent defensively in a corner spot. And once again, that eye potential, that gap power. He may not be he's not a slugger by any means, but he can get it done with the bat. So one to keep an eye on for sure. Mason Denaburg, actually, you know what? He pitched pretty well in A+ ball. So he may still have a major league future. I don't know if that's in the bullpen or the rotation. Still 40 control is kind of ugly, but his other stuff looks good, and the fact that fastball is already a 65, that's awesome. that curveball also could potentially stand in his way. He would need to develop that a bit more if he wants to really become a starter with 3 true plus pitches. But yeah, definitely a guy with still a lot of major league potential still, which is nice. So good to see him pitch well in A+ ball. He'll start in Double-A next year. Trent DeVoe, he will start in Double-A next year. In A ball, he actually hit 109 OPS plus, which when you combine that with his speed and his potential as a fielder, that is super exciting. Super exciting news for him. And one thing that's interesting about DeVoe is also the fact that he could easily play an infield position as well. So, this is a guy who the bat may hold him back a little bit, but as his future, he could just be like the ultimate utility guy, honestly. And that would be perfectly fine. I mean, that 80 speed, 80 stealing is fantastic too. So he's definitely a really interesting prospect. There's a lot of ways his career could pan out for us. Joe Gray Jr. I really still like Joe Gray Jr. The Ks are obviously really his only bad attribute, but I mean, he's fast. He plays amazing defense in center. 55 home run power potential. Like, come on, that's awesome, right? So yeah, I mean, he tore up A+ ball. He'll start in Double-A at age 20. So he and DeVoe have kind of separated themselves as the two exciting outfield prospects in our system. In my opinion, I think they kind of left Van Kohler and Cad behind. Obviously, Fierro you would have to include in that too, but he's 16 years old. So, and now we get to the Triple-A boys. Gavin Sheets. I think Gavin Sheets probably has made his case to either be on the major league roster or traded somewhere else. There's no denying that he is a major league quality player at this point. He 134 OPS plus in 60 games in AAA, and yeah, I mean, if we have to trade this guy, that's fine because we do have a lot of left-handed hitters who will play first base or DH with guys like Okimi and Willie Calhoun. So he's just kind of lost in the shuffle there. So we may trade him. That may be ultimately what's for the best for him because he's a major league quality player and he should be in the majors. Blaze Alexander. I mean, this guy. I think this guy really is the future for us at the shortstop position. I don't think there's any denying that. Obviously not a power hitter, but I mean he's going to get on base with that ADI potential, and yeah, so really excited about him. Unfortunately, he did get hurt last year, just as he reached AAA. So let's show up in his history. Yeah, so he tore his hamstring. Pretty soon after getting up to AAA, and that ended his season, unfortunately. But obviously he was hitting pretty well in AAA, but unfortunately that was only across 30 plate appearances that he got. So he'll start the season in AAA. Don't know if he'll be up in the majors. Probably will be, but it'll probably be later in the year. So right now, as far as in free agency, I think one of my goals is to sort of get a stopgap type player that can play shortstop and basically keep the seat warm until Alexander's ready. And another position where we already kind of have a solid stopgap is catcher because we'll have Castro on the last year of his 2-year deal that we originally signed him to. But Langeliers he's really knocking on that door too. I mean, this guy looks like he's going to be absolutely incredible. He's got 65 home run power already, and he plays a really good defensive catcher. Like, there's really no weakness to this guy's game at all, and I think the sky really is the limit. This is a guy who easily, 3 years from now could be the best catcher in the majors. So we'll start the year in AAA. He hit pretty well at between A ball and AA last year, and just he's another guy who's just getting reared up and ready to go. So one of our owner goals was to sort of get people from the draft through to the majors, and I think this is the first year that's really going to happen. This season that's coming up because of guys like Langeliers and Blaze Alexander. Those guys are definitely MLB ready, or at least will be at some point in 2020. Sam Dexter, I have offered a minor league deal for. And yeah, so that does it for your prospect coverage. And yes, let's move on. That will do it for today's episode. Be sure to tune in for the next episode as we really get this offseason underway and make all the necessary moves to keep this team competitive. So Thank you for watching, guys. Feel free to leave any sort of feedback in the comments. And yes, I will see you guys in 48 hours.